Next order.
Order number 8, motion, ratification of the 3 Hague Conventions relating to matters of children.
The Honorable Alice Nganga.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the following motion on the ratification of 3 Hague Conventions relating to matters of children. And now I move that the House adopt the report of the Departmental Committee on Social Protection on its consideration of the ratification of the Hague Convention on civil aspect of international child abduction, the Hague Convention on jurisdiction, applicable law, recognition, enforcement, and cooperation in respect of parental responsibilities and measures of the protection of children, and the Hague Convention of International Recovery of Children Support and other form of family maintenance, read on the table of the House on Tuesday, 25th April 2023, and pursuant to the provision of Section 8.4 of the Treaty making the Ratification Act 2012, approve the ratification of the following Hague Convention. 1. Civil aspect of international child abduction. 2. Jurisdiction, applicable law, recognition, enforcement, and cooperation in respect of parental responsibility and measure for protection of children. And 3. International recovery of children's support and another form of family maintenance. Honorable Speaker, the 3 conventions were referred to the Departmental Committee on Social Protection for consideration in accordance with the treaty making and ratification of Act 2012 and Standing Order 170A. After that, Honorable Speaker, we gazetted the 3 treaties on media on 5th of 2023, inviting the public to come and submit their memoranda on the 3 conventions. Honorable Speaker, on 30th March 2023, it was the deadline for the submission, and after that, we did not get our Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, the Registrar of Treaties, Minister for Foreign Affairs and Diaspora, and other offices of the Attorney General, and we discussed these treaties at length. In this regard, in the respect of the Hague Convention on the civil aspect of international child abduction, the committee observed that the convention sought to protect children from harmful effect of international abduction by encouraging prompt return of the abducted children to their country of habitual residence, and to organize further in respect to the Hague Convention on jurisdiction, applicable law, recognition, and enforcement, and cooperation in the respect of parental responsibility and measures for the protection of children. The committee observed that the convention sought to empower competent authorities to protect children and to cooperate in a wide range of cross-border situations, offering to states practical means to fulfill international obligations. Finally, in the respect to the Hague Convention on the International Recovery of Children's Support, another form of family maintenance, the committee observed that the convention sought to ensure the effective international recovery of children support and other forms of family maintenance. In light of the foregoing and pursuant to Section 8 of the Treaty Making and Ratification Act 2012, as read together with Standing Order 170A, the committee recommends that the following House does approve the ratification of 1. The Hague Convention on the civil aspect of international child abduction, and 2. The Hague Convention on jurisdiction, applicable law, recognition, enforcement, and cooperation in respect of parental responsibility and measures for protection of children, and 3. The Hague Convention on the international recovery of child support and other forms of family maintenance. Honorable Speaker, allow me to note that the approval of 3 conventions is a landmark, and today is indeed a very historical day for every child in this country, for every woman in this country as well as men. Why do I say so? Once this House approves the ratification of 3 conventions, gone will be the days where men or women abscond their duties by impregnating our Kenyan women and running away in other countries to avoid taking care of their children. Honorable Speaker, I would also like to point it out. When Thika Superhighway was being constructed, we have so many Chinese children who are left behind because the contractor was from a Chinese country, and once they were done with constructing the superhighway, we were left with so many Chinese children behind. But you know, the Kenyan women, they don't know where they can get their fathers because they left the country. But with this treaty, gone are those days when you start looking for the father of the child. Madam Speaker, gone will be the days where women run away and leave their children behind and go and hide in diaspora with zero parental responsibility. Honorable Speaker, gone are the days when parent takes away children and flee to another country and limit access to one parent. Honorable Speaker, 2 weeks ago I had visited Canada, and while I was there, I met this woman or this lady who they moved to Canada as a family. But later down the line, the father of the children or the husband to the woman came back home to Kenya and left the woman who was not working, came back to Kenya and left them there. He did not care what they were going to do or what they were going to feed on or what the children were going to use to go to school. And this treaty is coming to stop that. And Honorable Speaker, that's why we are asking as a committee we adopt this treaty so that we can protect our children. These 3 conventions, simply put, will allow Kenyan women or men who have judgment issued by Kenyan courts, either for custody or parental responsibility, maintenance of return of a child, to just walk to our Attorney General's office and deliver the judgment there. The Attorney General office will then coordinate with our Ministry of Labor and Social Protection under the National Council for Children's Service and our Ministry of Foreign Affairs to have the judgment taken to a foreign mission in the foreign country where the parent avoiding parental responsibility is hiding. Our foreign mission will then coordinate with the authorities of the foreign countries, which is also part to the convention, to trace the runaway parent, and the order shall be enforced if it was issued in the Kenyan courts. This is a historical day indeed for our country, and it is a legacy. I pray that the Committee on Social Protection for the 13th Parliament shall be remembered for years to come. Honorable Speaker, this is certainly a great achievement for the children of this country, and as a chairperson of the Committee on Social Protection, I am proud to have been part of this journey. Recently, like I have said, we have seen so many women as well as men suffering because one parent has decided to run away from the responsibilities they are supposed to be doing. But with this treaty, it is going to stop that. Finally, Honorable Speaker, allow me to thank the members of this Committee on Social Protection for their diligence in concluding the consideration of these 3 Hague Conventions, which are very technical in nature. The last Parliament did not consider the Convention despite having been submitted by the Executive. I am particularly happy that the members of this committee did not prioritize the consideration of the Convention, despite having lots on their trays as pending business. Allow me to also thank the Secretary of the committee for facilitating the conclusion of these 3 conventions. Honorable Speaker, it is good to note and to let the House know, once the House adopts this report, we will walk to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and deposit our report to them, where after that, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and some of the committee members will fly all the way to Hague to make sure that Kenya has become one of those countries who are protecting their children. With these few remarks, it is my pleasure and duty, proud moment for the children of Kenya and men and women of this great country, that I beg now to move this motion and urge the House to adopt this motion. And also, Honorable Speaker, I want to request Honorable Hillary to second the motion, the Vice Chair of the committee to second the motion. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, let me begin